Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing this all-time low inspired makeup look, and I figured I actually came up with this look like way back when, like months and months ago. I actually filmed a video for it, but the lighting was just like terrible, awful, so bad, so I ended up scrapping it. But it's just a lot of work to do this that I've been hesitating doing it, but I figured for the holiday season why not bring it back, since it's this little scary vampy little thing, I guess you could say. But yeah, if you guys want to see how I got this look, then let's just keep on watching. So before I apply any makeup, I'm using this Sephora tape to kind of divide my face in half so I can separate the more glam side from the wolf side, I guess. And you can obviously use just any kind of tape, but I just use this brown because it's just nice. I don't know, whatever. Let me live my life. And then I'm going in with my Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and I'm just putting that all over one half of my face. And then I'm taking my Tarte concealer in the color, I don't even know, I think it's Medium Honey. And I'm just using that to conceal underneath my eyes. And I'm using like the smallest bit and just kind of dragging it out over my face because a little bit goes a long way with this product. Also, since I was trying to make it a very full glam look, I did put some concealer on my forehead, the bridge of my nose, and my chin. And of course, I sprayed my face down with my Fix Plus. And then for eyebrows, I'm going in with my Benefit Brow in the color 3 or in the shade 3. And I'm just filling out my brows, and I'm kind of making them a lot more bolder than I usually do. Just because, like I said, we're going for kind of bold, glam look on this half. Well, I've never said that, but we are. And then I just smoothed out my brows to blend them. Then moving on to the eyes, I'm just using my Urban Decay Primer Potion. And then I'm using more of that tape to kind of divide the line. Not divide the line, but to kind of create a line of where I want my wing to kind of cut off. And then I'm just setting that in with my Kat Von D powder. Then going in with the brown palette from Kylie Cosmetics, I'm taking this top right color, I think, from the palette and using that as my transition color all over where I'm kind of faking my crease, because obviously that is a lot higher than where my real crease is. Then I'm taking this reddish brown shade on the bottom and using it to kind of deepen up my crease. Then I use some black liquid lipstick as the base for my black smoky eye, just to kind of intensify the color when I apply it. And then going with my Sephora Pro palette, I kind of just set down that color with the black shadow in there. Then using this dark brown shade from the Kylie palette, I'm using that to kind of blend out the black base I laid down, since I didn't really put it down nicely. I just kind of put it down there to kind of create some sort of black base, and I just need to blend it out because it just looks really weird. Then at this point, I kind of went back and forth between adding more black eyeshadow and adding more of this brown transition shade to kind of intensify and blend and intensify and blend. Then for my Modern Renaissance palette, I'm just using the shade Tempera to highlight underneath my brow bone, and then I'm going in with my Stila eyeliner to kind of create that wing, and I'm also using the tape to kind of help as a guideline to create my wing because, you know, why not? And then I finally peeled off the tape, and you can see the mess I made from all the powder and all the fallout, but it's okay because look at that nice straight line. And then I kind of just fixed up the wing because it wasn't as long and intense as I wanted it to be, so I just intensified that a little bit more. And then going in with a NYX Jumbo pencil, I filled in my waterline and then blended it out using more of a black and brown shadow. If you watch my other videos, you already know what this is, but I'm just going to bronze with my Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer. And I'm just going in the obvious areas, but lucky for us, we're only doing half the face, so it's half the work, so yay! Then using my translucent powder, I just used that to kind of cut the line underneath my bronzer, and I promise I let it stay on longer than it looks like I did. And then going in with my Becca highlighting palette, I'm just mixing Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop and using that as my highlighter. And since this look is meant to be extra, we're doing something that I have not done in a long time, which is contouring my nose. Oh my god, amazing, I know. And then I just went ahead and added some highlighter onto the bridge of my nose and onto my Cupid's bow as well. Then I just went in with some really dark red lipsticks from Kat Von D. I cannot pronounce this, so I'm going to just leave the name down below because it's that really weird shade. And then there's more peeling. Yay! My lips don't look done for some reason, but it's okay. Yay! Oh, okay, we're stuck. Alright, keep going. There we go. There we go. Look at that nice clean line. That's why we use tape, even though you can see black. And then now for the other side of my face, I'm going in with this NYX white base and just painting that all over my face. And since I didn't want to mess up the hard work I did on the other side of my face, I took a very thin flat shader brush and I used that to kind of paint in the line on my face. And obviously this was a very messy process since my hair did have damage. Rest in peace, it's okay. And then of course I also had to use this flat shader brush to get into the other small areas that were very dangerous, like underneath my eyes. Please be very careful when you do this, if you ever do this. And then to get onto my waterline to get it as white as possible, I used the Jumbo Eye Crayon from NYX. And then I just went in with the second layer because this was definitely not as opaque as I wanted it to be. Alright, now for the fun part. I used my black paint from my Makeup Forever Flash palette, and I used that to draw on a little nose in the shape of a wolf's nose. I mean, just use a reference picture. I don't know how else to describe it. And then, oh my god, for the really long part, I used a really small detailing brush, and I kind of mixed together a gray color with my Flash palette, and in very small light strokes, I'm using this to create the fur. I don't know how to describe how the fur should look because I did kind of mess it up a little bit, but for certain areas of my face, I did try to make sure that most of the fur was going in the same direction because, I don't know, I felt like if I put it in different directions, it would just kind of look like a mess of gray and not so much fur. And I'm just kind of putting the hairs and I'm focusing it in areas where I guess like a wolf's one was. I used a reference picture to kind of figure this out. But yeah, just use very light strokes. I wouldn't re-dip into my paint that much. I kind of tried to use the excess to kind of give it more of a faded effect because if it was like very thick and chunky, then it would kind of just look like a lot of colors together and not like defined fur. And then I mixed in a little bit more black into the color I was already using and doing the same technique. As you can see, I dipped too much into my color so you can see the hair looks thicker and less hair-like. So again, very thin strokes. You don't need that much paint. If you have to re-dip and kind of tap off, then do that. And I kind of just repeated this process over and over. I continued to add darker colors into the paint I was already using, and I would just add on to give my fur some dimension and whatnot. And, you know, be very careful when you're going down the center of your face. You don't want fur going into your glam side. That's not cute. And then for my eyebrows, I kind of did a similar look to how I fill in my eyebrows normally with the black paint, but then when I was filling in the hairs, I kind of extended beyond the natural shape of my eyebrows to kind of give it that more hairy wolf look. And then I just dipped straight into the black paint and again did the same hair-like stroke motions as you can see here. Then for the lips, I don't know, according to the pictures, wolves have really thin lips apparently, so I underlined my lips and I kind of created this extended smile line, which kind of gave it this weird effect. I don't know, I felt like it was necessary, and so I'm doing it here. Then very, very carefully, I use my translucent powder to set this all into place because if you're doing this look in real life for Halloween, which I know is a long time away because I'm posting this late, but if you're doing this for Halloween, this paint will move and it will not be your friend, so you need to set it down, but just be careful because the paint can transfer onto your beauty blender, so just be wary. And then I used my eyeliner and this kind of bent eyeliner brush to create a more cat eye eyeliner look, so I'm extending the wing past the, what is it called, the water thingy of my eyes? I can't think words right now, but you can see what I'm doing. Alright, you thought you were done, we were wrong. So, now comes the very dramatic part of this look, which is the claw marks, or the gauges, I don't know, the gouges. Basically you know what I mean. So basically I used, I think, a redder, pinkier liquid lipstick. This is kind of similar to my clown look thing. I forgot what I called it. But I'm using the same technique where I use a very lighter red liquid lipstick to kind of create a base of where I want the gouges to be. And you can see me struggling here, but I am kind of just outlining where I want it to be. At first I started off really small, but you'll see later on that I kind of extended it to be much more longer. And I was using the brush, but I don't recommend that. Like, liquid lipstick goes on your lips and you're putting foundation on it. It's gross. I would just use a lipstick wand if you have one. But anyways, I used it straight from the wand because it's my lipstick. I don't care. And then I used a flat shader brush to kind of define the things more, the damage more, my wounds. There we go. But I used a thinner wand to kind of emphasize the damage, and especially when it came close to my eyes to kind of get it really close in there so it doesn't look like the wounds stop at a certain point. Alright, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not really sure at which point I'm doing this, but at a certain point I took a darker, deeper red color and I ran that along the edges of my wounds to kind of give it more depth and make it look more realistic and like someone or a wolf actually gouged my face, because, you know, that's the look we're going for apparently. And then as I'm adding this darker red color, I'm also trying to blend it into the brighter red color just so it doesn't look very like abrupt, which it doesn't. It just kind of looks not pigmented, but that's okay. And then I'm going in with that same black color. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm using a black liquid lipstick to run along the very, very ends of all my wounds to really make it look more like depth and 3D and life. I don't know. I can't think of the words right now, but I think you kind of get what I'm trying to get at. And while it was still wet, I did try to blend it in together so it didn't look so like harsh and like unnatural. I mean, obviously this looks very unnatural, but I tried to make it look as realistic as I possibly could with this being all makeup. Alright, and here's my favorite part where I take my glossy lid topper thing from NYX and I just run that all along wherever I painted on the wounds to kind of make it look more realistic and bloody. And you know, like I said, as realistic as we can make just makeup look. Oh my god, and this look is finally finished. I have been working on this and idealizing this for so long, so please enjoy my very narcissistic montage of me admiring how this came out, because I'm so proud of it. I'm so happy. We're done. Yay! Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Yes, I do have a flashlight on my face because it's getting a little too dark without any flash on. So, I hope you like this look. I love it. I love the way it came out. Definitely an improvement from the first time around when I did this video. And if you guys like this video, don't forget to check out my all-time low series, series, and my other Halloween videos. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!